everybody, to our Ayurveda talk. Have you ever wondered how you can use ancient science and wisdom to help you with what we call modern day challenges? And one of those challenges that actually is pretty prevalent with people today is high blood pressure, also called hypertension. So, how does ancient wisdom and science illuminate our understanding of hypertension? We can explore that and the connection between Ayurveda and hypertension. But for this particular season and time of year, we're going to focus on Vata, VATA hypertension. So there are three categories of hypertension in Ayurveda, but we're going to focus on the Vata hypertension. Hi, everybody. I'm Marie. Welcome. And I am an Ayurvedic health practitioner here to help you with great tidbits of information and how the ancient science of Ayurveda can help you with lots of different modern day challenges, how to live better and align ourselves with our true nature, which is the elements. So we are talking today about hypertension and specifically about the Vata dosha. Vata, remember, is the elements of ether and air, and dosha means your constitution. So when we are born with all the elements, but your particular combination is unique to you based on the genetics that you received from your mom and dad. And so you received those genetics, and then based on how you are living, your lifestyle and your diet can also contribute to how those elements are showing up in your present situation. So let's say maybe you don't have the best diet right now. That's going to take you out of balance and cause an excess of certain elements. And then you have to address that. So you have your given genetic combination of the elements, and then based on how we live, where we live, also what time of the year it is, also how you eat. That is going to influence all those elements. So talking about Vata, ether, air, and how it starts to impact us. Remember, Vata is highly connected to our nervous system. It's very much affecting how we are showing up in whether we're able to regulate or not regulate, how much stress is happening. And when it comes to hypertension, there are a lot of different causes. So let's go into that really quick. What is Vata hypertension? Well, Vata hypertension or high blood pressure can arise from imbalances within the body, particularly related to Vata, ether, air. And in Ayurvedic medicine, Vata is responsible for the constriction of blood vessels. And as we age, especially around the age of 65, blood vessel walls can thicken. So they become rough. They're not as pliable. We become drier as we get older, and that's part of what's contributing to it. We literally start losing our fluids as we get older. So after 65 is when you might start noticing that there's a thickening of the blood vessel. The narrowing then leads to what can be called essential hypertension, a condition that is driven by the Vata dosha. That means that there's an excess of ether and air in the body, and it's causing hypertension. Okay. What does that mean when I say there's an excess of ether and air? It means that there's an excess of the qualities of ether and air. What are the qualities of ether and air? Well, ether and air, it's subtle, not solid. It's light, not heavy. It's going to be rough. It's going to be very drying. Right? Think about if you were in a windstorm and you had to be stuck out there, what would happen? You know, your lips would get chapped, your skin would get chapped. I remember I years ago got this special cream from my person that does skin friend of mine that does skin. And because we live in a high desert area, it's dry here already. And then we would get these crazy winds when they go through the mountains. They get crazy. And so this would go on your skin and protect you from the wind, right? Because the wind is going to just dry you. It's going to take all the moisture out of the air. So when you have no moisture, you dry up. And that's why Vata, we move into the Vata stage of life in our later years. We literally become more fragile. We become more subtle. We become lighter. We dry up. And so you will start to have more Vata symptoms showing up in your later years. So that's why it can show up after 65, because we're all going to dry up, go back to the earth. It's the reality. Our body came from the earth. It's going to go back to the earth. Okay. So now it's important to differentiate Vata hypertension from the other types of hypertension. So we have Kapha, which is the elements of water and earth. That hypertension is linked to an increased blood viscosity due to fatty deposits. So that would mean that whoever has that, that's diet. That's diet contributor. That's what's happening with that person. They're eating foods, it's causing a fatty deposit. Okay, now, Pitta, fire element, rules Pitta dosha. Hypertension arises from excess heat and rapid blood flow. So that means increased blood flow, whereas you have Kapha is causing viscosity. Pitta increases velocity. So the speed, it's fast. Okay, it's important to understand that, because now you can start noticing, okay, what's going on with me? Is this because I have an excess of Kapha, an excess of Pitta, too much heat? Or is it Vata? Okay, now, in essence, Vata hypertension is primarily characterized by the constriction of the blood vessels. It's often exacerbated by age and stress. And it increases, while the blood increased viscosity can contribute to high blood pressure, the predominant factor of Vata hypertension is the narrowing of the blood vessels due to the influences leading to elevated blood pressure levels. So Vata influences push the pressure of the blood up. Now, what causes Vata? Stress, emergency situations, no sleep, too much stress, too much anxiety, too much worry, okay? Those are other causes. If you are dealing with a lot of stress, you have a high stress job, you are in a situation where you're dealing with a lot of intense type of stressful situations. So people who do search and rescue, firefighters, police officers, where adrenaline is constantly being, having to be pumped through the system, it really is going to cause havoc on your system, and that can increase your blood pressure. So you have to look at your lifestyle. And if you do have high blood pressure, especially if it's a Vata cause, you have to look at the amount of stress that is going on in your life, especially if you're not in your latter years, but it's a Vata cause. So now, as you get older, we have to make sure that we are hydrating you. And that doesn't just mean with fluids. You've got to hydrate with oil on your skin. Your skin is the largest organ in the body, and you want to absorb and start nourishing the tissues. There's herbs that can help nourish the tissues. So we need to hydrate your tissues. And I hate to tell you this, but for those of us who live in a dry climate, I live in the Sierra Nevada mountains. It's dry here. It is so not good for those of us who have Vata issues, because it's going to dry us out further. It's going to actually cause more problems of Vata. So, I know it's not easy to just move, but if you really are having serious problems and you can go to a climate that is warm, it would be a great idea. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit of Ayurvedic remedies for Vata hypertension. To support those people who have that Vata hypertension, Ayurveda does have a few food related remedies that are highly beneficial and really delicious. Mango juice and then warm milk, but they are not drunk together. So here's how you do that. What you do is you have a cup of fresh mango juice, and then an hour later, you'll want to have a half a cup of warm milk with a pinch of cardamom and a teaspoon of ghee. A lot of times people will have the milk at night with the ghee and the cardamom, and some people will have golden turmeric milk at night. But this is specifically for those of you who are dealing with Vata hypertension. So you're going to have the mango juice. An hour later, you have warm milk with cardamom and ghee. And it's very, very nourishing, and it's going to calm Vata in general. So very good for Vata, but especially good for Vata hypertension. Okay, orange juice and coconut water mixed together. So it's 2 parts orange juice, 1 part coconut water, and it's going to do 2 things. It's going to hydrate, that's what the coconut juice is going to do, and calm down. So it's going to calm that Vata. Fantastic. All right, it's very balancing as well. So it's going to calm and stabilize. Fantastic. Watermelon with a few spices. So you take watermelon and you sprinkle some cardamom and coriander, and it's very hydrating. So what are we trying to do? We're really trying to hydrate the system, calm down the Vata. We got to hydrate, we got to nourish, hydrate, nourish. Okay. Mung bean soup. So mung bean soup, it's a type of bean, very popular in Ayurveda. We use it a lot. And it's seasoned with cilantro, cumin, and a little bit of turmeric. And what you want to do is you want to have that soup, want to make it a little bit more moisture. So you want to add more fluids. And that soup is going to support digestion and help maintain balance in the body. So it's actually very good for Vata and Pitta. Okay, the last remedy in Ayurveda is honey water. So you start your day with a little bit of honey mixed with a teaspoon. So it's a teaspoon of local honey, with 5 to 10 drops of apple cider vinegar and a cup of hot water. And you want to drink this first thing in the morning. And it's going to do a few things. It's going to reduce cholesterol, maintain your vasodilation, that's going to be related to the high blood pressure, and it also regulates blood pressure. So it's doing quite a few things. So the honey with apple cider vinegar and hot water, it's fantastic. Do that in the morning. It's also alkalining. So, all right. So in conclusion, if you're looking to understand more about how Ayurveda can support you in managing hypertension or any other issue, I want to personally advise you to bring your body into balance using Ayurveda, and feel free to reach out to me to support you with that. I appreciate your attention, and I look forward to connecting with you all. Please subscribe so that you can stay up to date on how Ayurveda can support you in lots of different lifestyle tips. Thank you.